Hi everyone, today we're at West Ashfield Station. In this episode, you'll be learning more about what the station is and what it's used for, and a lot of behind the scenes of this exclusive tube station. Come with me. Most people in London think they've seen every station on the network, but tucked away inside a building, far from any tube map, there's a station that feels familiar, but isn't open to the public. Today, we're taking you inside a place usually reserved for TfL staff only. Welcome to West Ashfield, the tube station you've never travelled through. Behind an ordinary door is an entire station, a fully functioning, life-sized tube station that never carries passengers. This is where our staff train, from gate line assistants to station managers, in a safe, realistic environment. And the details are spot on. Posters for customer interactions, working oyster validators, announcements, and even the Mind the Gap audio. And yes, there's a platform, complete with a mocked-up train cab where staff learn boarding procedures, emergencies, and platform safety. There's even a tunnel wall to make it feel just like the real thing. Trainers bring new staff here every day to practice everything they can't easily rehearse on a live network. Accessibility assistance, safety scenarios, emergency responses. It's like a tube station movie set, except it's all real and it's all used to keep your journey safe. To understand more about what the station is used for, we interviewed two Ashefield House trainers, and here's what they have to say.
My name's Tracy and I'm an operational trainer here at West Ashfield.
And I'm Chris, also an operational trainer at West Ashfield. We're actually on the third floor at Ashefield House, where this platform was built with lots of equipment to help us training without interfering with the real life railway.
We have new starters that are coming to the company to become customer services assistants. We also have customer service supervisors that are promoted from the customer service assistant grade. And we also have another group of people, travel ambassadors. And the travel ambassadors work on our stations, just assisting with events. So when we've got the new starters, they'll come in and it's all about getting them some understanding of how the network works, how our track setup is here at Ashefield, and basically all the equipment that they might find when they're on the station if they're having to deal with an incident or anything like that really.
And I think also it's used for assessing competence of supervisors and managers to make sure they're safe when they access the track, which is usually in an emergency situation.
The setup that we've got here, we've kind of got the tunnel section, which is where our trainers currently sat here. And then we've also got it so it looks like kind of an open section as well, so you can see the difference between the two. So it just makes it accessible for any member of staff, depending on what station they're going to go to. I personally like the fact that it's quite interactive, so we can make announcements that the train's coming in, we can show them the station starter, which is obviously what the train operator sees. So the train operator is sitting at the front of the train, and it's the signals that will stop them from going any further, so once they're on the platform. We've obviously got the platform itself because we have to teach them about incidents that happen when we've got customers on the platforms so that they know how to deal with those incidents in sort of safety critical environments.
I came to West Ashfield 19 years ago and it had just been built. But prior to that, the only track we had was at the old training centre at White City, which was all on one floor. It was a little bit of a platform, a bit of a track, and that's all we had access to. So having this available at the main training centre, or the hub if you like, it just means we can do a lot of operational training without having to worry about, are we going to affect the trains on a day-to-day basis?
We've got like pictures on the ground here, so obviously we've got our track and we've got something here called a pit. And if anyone's ever stood on a platform in one of the tunnel stations, they will see this pit underneath where the tracks are. And ours is just a drawing, but we still make sure that our new starters, our staff know that they should not be standing in that pit. So we've actually got like stickers on top of that saying, do not stand here. Just because it's very easy for someone to just go, oh, it's only for fun, it's only for a bit of training, but they need to really take it seriously.
At Ashefield House, you can also find the model railway, and we're going to learn with Keith, an operational trainer, a little bit more about what it is.
Welcome to the London Underground interactive railway system, what we call the model railway, which we use for training all grades of staff once they come through the West Ashfield training school. This frame here is replica of our old signal frame, which is still in use by London Underground at Harrow on the Hill. It has lever frames, points and signals. So we set the points first and then we set the signals. Moves the points on the system over here. So if I reverse a set of points, the set of points which you hear will click, and the points are actually set for the road the train's going to go onto. And then we can clear a signal, and the train will route itself into the sidings. The model railway is used for all grades because we can set up scenarios and incidents that happen on the real life railway. We can do them here with no pressure, no customers. They can talk through how they work the problem through in conjunction with the rule books that we have rather than out on the live railway. And when they've done it here, we can then take them out and they can try it.
And what everyone's been wondering.
Is it open to the public? Unfortunately not. It would kind of involve too much of a security risk for that reason. I know a lot of our other buildings have got visits that you can have, but up here at Ashefield House we wouldn't be able to do that.
To be honest, it's used so much for training, unless it's at extreme hours, then it would be practical.
And that's our tour of West Ashfield, a station that exists quietly behind the scenes, tucked inside a building most people walk past without a second thought. Because this is where confidence is built, where new staff find their footing, and where the everyday magic of running a transport network starts. If you want us to keep peeling back those layers and showing you the parts of TfL that usually stay out of sight, tell us. We've got so many more stories left to share. Thank you for coming along, and we'll see you again soon.